stood tall, wore heavy guns that tied down at the thigh. Gunman knew that to test his draw was to pick your time to die. He'd been an outlaw, deadly mean, the ones that knew him said. But now a badge gleamed on his vest, and he was the law instead. People moved away from him. His smile was grim and cold. The badge he wore was a mockery to the notches on his soul. Was he good or was he bad? Even Waco didn't know. The girl he loved was promised now, so which way would he go? His hour was getting closer. The odds were mighty long. His life would be the forfeit if he decided wrong. She was gone, would not be his. What was he fighting for? The people of a little town that couldn't despise him more? No more time, he must decide. Some thought he might have prayed. He checked his guns, then faced the street. His decision had been made. There was a dignity about him and a somber look of doom. The people that were in his way moved back and gave him room. Never had he faced such odds, and he'd never learned to run. He had lived, and now he'd die with his only friend, the gun. A solemn, lonely figure moving up the dusty street. A solitary target for the fate he was to meet.
What's the matter with you? Can I even leave town for one day without everything going to hell?
Oh, I didn't expect you back so soon. I warned him. He can't say I didn't warn him.
Now I've got to run him out of town.
Oh, don't do it, Sheriff. Don't try that.
I gave Gore 24 hours to get rid of that riffraff.
He'll kill you.
You can try.
Somebody to back up your action.
Not you, boy.
Well, you ain't the only one around here wearing a badge. I'm supposed to be your deputy.
Now, look, you're not feeling very good, General. You let me handle this, will you?
Kelly's coming. Looks like trouble. It's trouble for him. You told him the drovers would be out by today.
Well, I thought they would.
The place is closed.
Maybe you ought to tell him they'll be gone by tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Next day, Sebo will be here with his drovers. The whole thing will start all over again.
Two-bit sheriff. He's just itching for a showdown.
Sheriff,
The only thing that's going to be closed around here is that big, fat mouth of yours. Now, give me that gun.
Now, that's a pity one of those cowboys had to up and kill him like that.
Yeah, it sure is.
Get out of here. Get back. Get out of the way. Get back. Get back from him.
Anybody shoots him, he'll bleed whiskey all over the floor.
Get away from him.
I think the deputy needs a drink, bartender.
Green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Amen. Our dear departed William Kelly, an interim sheriff who didn't really want the job, but took it on to restore decency and justice to this vicious and corrupt town, which we in our worldly pride call Emporia, and laid down his life for us.
Now, do you agree we need Waco's gun?
Never.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Waco's gun is the only gun alive that can help us.
The meanest gun alive, you mean? A convicted outlaw now serving time. Scum is what he is.
Mr. Gates, Mayor West, we're here to pay our respects.
The mayor is a fool!
You expect us to free a convicted killer? I say no.
Fire with fire.
Gentlemen, I beseech you, show some respect.
I'm sorry I'm late. I wouldn't be late for my own uncle's funeral, but this is an important telegram.
Your Uncle Billy has lots of time.
The governor's agreed to grant amnesty to Waco to clean up Emporia. Now all it needs is a word from us.
All it needs is a word from me, and I say no. We don't want Waco here.
Waco is the only hope we have.
The only hope we had lies in that box.
Say I'm going with the ceremony.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
Look at that. I think it's common sense to send for Waco.
I don't care to discuss it.
Look, all I'm trying to say is if your father had sent for him a month ago, my uncle would be alive now.
You also said my father was a stodgy, thick-headed, straight-laced prude.
Well, he is.
Will you please help me down?
Honey, why don't you face facts? Ever since your mother died, he's... All right, wait a minute. I'll help you down. Come on. Now, what do you want to do? Walk home all by yourself? Go ahead, I won't stop you.
There's nothing wrong with being a prude. According to your way of thinking, I'm a prude.
damn daughter.
Mayor, it's my fault. She said she wanted to walk home by herself.
Don't blame yourself, Scotty. The fault is this town.
You're right. Well, are you finally going to do something, or are you just going to be thick-headed?
Send for Waco.
When do you want him here?
On the next stagecoach.
Joe.
The stage won't be here until the day after tomorrow. That'll give us a head start.
We already have a start. Right here in Emporia.
Maybe you want to turn the other cheek, but I don't.
I didn't even know Waco.
Well, I know him well enough for both of us.
We said we weren't going to talk about that anymore.
But now we have to, don't we?
Can't be that bad.
Can't he?
Man can change.
Not Waco.
He's been studying law in prison.
According to those letters he keeps writing me.
A man with a past like his takes the law, wants to make amends in his life.
Oh, sure, Waco's seen the light.
The governor must think so, or he wouldn't be granting him amnesty.
He's got you all fooled.
Give him a chance.
A chance to do what? To destroy our marriage?
No. He thinks you're still single.
And that's your fault. Last year when we got married, you said, since he's in prison for life...
Why hurt him?
The reason I didn't want to tell him is I was afraid he'd break out and come after us. Now he doesn't have to. He'll be here.
I think he'll understand.
You don't know Waco.
Jill, there's something I'm afraid you don't know. The capacity of the human heart. Now, come on. Let's unpack. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, you belong in a pulpit, all right. Trust, believe, and above all, forgive. Forgive. Forgive.
The Jenners will never forgive him.
That's right, I forgot. They ate Waco's guts.
We can't have a gun like Waco wearing a badge in this town. And on the other hand, if we kill another sheriff, it won't look good. But if the Jenners do it, now that's something else.
Well, that suits me fine.
Get word to him.
Morning, Mr. Jenner.
Hi, boy. Boss will be down in a minute. Just take the table over there. Bottle of our private stock. There you are. It's on the house.
Hi, Pete.
You didn't have to send out to tell us Waco was coming?
Well, he'll be here tomorrow morning on the 11:20 stage.
We'll be waiting.
Now, you're not going to kill him right here in town.
No, not hardly. We're going to take him home with us.
Yeah, you see, we promised Ma that she could watch us kill him.
Drink up, boys. Ben, give me one.
I never did find out what the Jenners had against Waco.
There used to be 3 Jenner brothers. Oh, here comes the mayor. Quite a crowd.
Seems like some of the town folk want to get a good look at Waco. Sort of a welcoming party. You'd think at least our deputy would be here to meet him.
Oh, O'Neill, he's probably out in another drunk.
Patricia, I can't tell you how sorry I am about what happened the other night.
Don't talk to me.
I never should have let you walk home alone.
I'm filth. Filth is what I am now. Can't you see that? Everybody else can.
Patricia.
Scotty, why don't you let her cry it out? You can see how she feels. Just give her a few days.
Don't you wonder why he's coming here? I wonder if he heard in prison that you and I were married.
That's not the reason.
Stage is late. The generals will wait.
Here it comes.
All right, Waco, come on out. Rout him out, Pete.
I've waited a long time for this, Waco. He ain't here. Suppose he got cold feet?
There I am, Pete. Make your play, Waco! There he is, let him have it. Better call him off, Ike.
You heard him. Hold it. Now unbuckle those gun belts and let them drop. Nice and easy.
Pick up the gun belts.
Ain't much wind to speak of. So the stink can't be blown in from the stables. You made one little mistake, Waco.
You should have killed us when you had an excuse.
Maybe we can get rid of some of the stench. Start peeling those clothes off. Put them right there. You're right, I should have killed you. Now do it now. Nice and slow, inch at a time, Same old Waco. Not enough to step on a man, you gotta grind your heel in. You wouldn't have me any other way.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Kind of a man this town needs.
Start peeling. Faster! You don't make a fool out of us more than once. Shouldn't have tried to ambush me. Somebody get me some coal oil.
I'll get it. Aren't you carrying things a little bit too far?
Only way to get rid of vermin is to delouse them.
Wait a minute, Waco. There are women present.
Nobody asked them to be.
I could get Waco real easy from here. Yeah, you could miss real easy from here, too. Why, he'd pick us off like birds on a fence. Yeah, but look what he's doing.
The Ike Jenner's got the dirtiest neck I've ever seen. I've got a better idea for Waco.
Well, I hope you're not forgetting he's the sheriff here now.
He goes where the money is.
Well, then why did you sick the Jenners on him if you thought he could be bought?
Because I figure they might save us the expense.
Come on, shoes and socks, everything. All except you, Pete. You keep your boots on.
Don't do me no favors.
I don't want you getting cold feet the way you think I did. Put on. Now light it. Choking on your own stench, huh? Now get your horses and get out of here.
Why, they're as naked as my little finger.
Pete's still got his boots on.
I'm Ned West, mayor of Emporia. That was quite a reception you gave the Jenners. This is George Gates, town councilman. Reverend Stone.
Reverend, review.
How did you know the Jenners were planning to waylay?
I know them.
We're holding a town council meeting tonight. We'd be very happy for you to attend.
I'm not much in council meetings.
But we would like some idea of how you intend to run the town.
First of all, no watered-down booze. No marked cards, no rigged wheel. Drovers stay over here, they're going to get a fair shake.
Joe Gore isn't going to like that.
Be a lot of things he won't like.
Putting teeth into the law encompasses much more than marked cards. Now, if you'd care to come to the meeting...
Mayor, I'm looking forward to a little meeting of my own tonight. Private. So if you'll excuse me.
Well, what can be more important than this?
A woman I know and haven't seen for a long time.
We haven't even sworn you in yet.
Well, Mayor, you get a hold of the badge, send it over to my hotel room. I'll look in the mirror, hold up my right hand, and swear myself in.
What kind of man is he?
Kind you don't argue with. Got any ideas how we can handle him?
It's all right with the rest of you. I think I'll go over to the sheriff's office. Get that badge and have someone bring it to him. His hotel room.
I don't think it's that important. You don't have to do that.
I won't do it.
You owe it to him to tell him yourself.
You keep saying people can change.
You have.
I'm not so sure anymore.
It isn't him you're afraid of.
Well, now you know.
Why did you marry me?
Because I loved you. And I wanted to change.
And you thought he was gone forever.
Oh, he's still gone.
You mean as long as you don't have to face him?
Don't do this to me.
I'm doing it for you.
What do you want me to do?
Go to him honestly and tell him you're married.
He's been locked up in prison for 5 years, and you want me to go to his hotel room. Do you think we were all made in heaven like you?
Maybe I understand a man just getting out of prison better than you think. I, too, have a past. One I never told you about. I rode with Quantrill. I helped rape, loot, and burn towns. Do you think you're the only person in the world who has something to be ashamed of?
I'd always thought of you as the most gentle person I'd ever met.
It's who and what a person is now that counts, not the past.
Thank you for saying that. I'll go and tell him I'm married.
You don't have to tell me you're married. Somebody at the hotel beat you to it. Hello, kid.
Hello, Waco.
Well, Reverend, we meet again.
I was sure we would.
I wasn't. Haven't been to church in a long time. Matter of fact, I haven't been any place for a long time.
Waco, I wanted to write you.
I didn't let her. I'm sorry now I didn't.
He meant it to be kind.
No matter. Except all those years studying law. A waste. Wouldn't you say so, Reverend?
If you're sincere.
Oh, I was sincere, all right. The most sincere convict in the whole prison. Because, you see, I had a plan.
You made it a point to be a model prisoner.
Only way you can work a release. A lot of gold stars on your report card.
Now tell me he's changed.
With me, nothing ever changes.
You promised to clean up Emporia.
Reverend, I intend to. I don't. They can send me back to the rock pile and those stinking law books I used to keep in my cell.
I realize it's a shock to you to find Jill married.
Thing I can't understand is how a preacher got stuck with her. She's rough. In her own way, as rough as I am. We're two of a kind.
I'm not like you anymore. Not anymore.
Just keep saying that over and over. But look at me when you say it.
Get out. You're filth.
Do as she asks. Please.
Sure, Reverend. Oh, it's a little late, but I'll see what I can do about rounding up a wedding present.
Waco.
So long, kid. Be happy.
He came to Emporia to do an honest job. I could see it in his face and hear it in his voice. But now he's bitter. And when he's bitter, he's capable of terrible things.
Can you read that?
Let's see. Mr. Ace Ross, care of the Last Chance Saloon, Cheyenne, Wyoming. I changed my mind.
Send it right off.
Yes, sir.
Goes up for a night, doesn't it?
Stood right there. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Just let them kill him. Billy Kelly, I let him kill you.
call it race.
Waco. I'm Ryan.
You're the bouncer.
Mr. Gore has been expecting you.
I'll bet he has.
He's upstairs in his office.
I'll see him when I get around to it.
I think you better get around to him first. That's Jim O'Neill. He's your deputy.
Take that over to the sheriff's office. Pin it on the desk. All right, come on. Come on.
Hello, Waco. I'm Dolly.
You sure are.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Only game in town, You look lonely. Now I know why.
Jim, box of Waco stuff came in on the stage. Go over to the depot and get it.
I ain't the deputy anymore.
We've been paying you.
All right, I'll get it. Errand boy. That's all I ever been anyhow.
You've been expecting me.
Certainly am, Waco. Glad to have you with us.
I say I was with you.
Well, we'll talk about that later, huh?
I'm the sensitive type. If you want to try to gruff me, let's make it private.
Well, this is about as private as Mr. Gore gets.
Get rid of him.
All right, Ralph.
Another thing you can get rid of is the marked playing cards and the rigged wheel downstairs by tonight.
We'd lose a lot of money, Waco.
We?
That's like you figured. I'm cutting you in.
Oh, I like that. I really do. About as much as I like the way you cut the Jenner brothers in for a piece of my hide.
Why, I didn't have anything to do with the Jenners.
Of course you didn't. You welcomed the idea, splitting your profits with me.
Now, you don't care anything about this town, and don't tell me you do.
I don't know what I care about.
You could rake in a fortune with us.
When I found out I was getting out of the jailhouse, I had to make a decision. Come to Emporia, clean up the place for the citizens, or take it over myself. Flipped a coin. Heads, the town wins. Tails, I win.
Uh-huh. And, what came up?
Stood right on its edge. Hasn't fallen yet. One way or the other. When it does, you'll be the first to know.
Now look, Waco, you pull the teeth out of gambling and you're going to
lose. On the other hand, I run you out of town, you still lose. Because I wouldn't cut you in for the time of day. See you tonight. He's all yours.
Hey, Jim, did you meet Waco yet? Jim, you're not going to be a deputy anymore?
That's no way to make friends.
Get out of here.
They say that you were in prison for a long time.
Go wake up the piano player.
Your woman didn't wait, huh? Wherever she was, it shows.
Wherever she was, none of your business.
Put your heart back in your pocket. Pieces might fall on the floor. The man at the bar wants a sweet tune. I've decided. You need a friend.
You don't comb your hair the way she did.
I'll let it down.
Excuse me, could I talk to you for a minute? I'm told you need a deputy.
Forget it.
Well, I'm pretty good with a gun.
I said forget it. Who told you I needed a deputy?
Jim O'Neill. He just brought the box of books over for you.
Nobody asked him to do anything.
Well, he didn't mean any harm by it.
Where is that rumhead?
He said something about going over to the cemetery.
Well, he may never leave it.
Sorry, Billy Kelly. There was a time when I was as good as you, good as Waco, good as anybody. But I drank her all the way. And you died because that hand was shaking so bad I couldn't even hold a gun in it, let alone shoot somebody with it.
Trouble talking to the dead is you never get an answer. What did you do with my books?
Put them in a cupboard.
See what they was about?
paid no attention.
So you used to be good with a gun,
Yeah. Yeah. Long dry spell ago.
Long, maybe, but not dry.
No. Not dry.
Go on, get out of here. Go on. Go on home, take a bath, and clean up. Shave. I want to see you at 6 tomorrow morning with the cobwebs out of your eyes and that snivel out of your voice.
Listen, I quit drinking any time I want to. Done it a million times.
The last time the town's going to get out of here.
$6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I told you to stay out of here. Now stay out! Haven't you and your crowd done enough? I want my girl out of there.
Mr. Gore ain't gonna hurt the mayor's little girl.
I'll kill you if you don't. You ain't gonna kill nobody.
Scotty, what's going on?
They can't do that to a decent girl.
You mean they dragged Patricia in there?
No, but she's hurt. She's bitter. She thinks because of what happened, she's no good anymore. Waco, do something.
Look, Waco, the mayor's daughter.
I heard.
Well, go in and get her out of there.
Nobody told me part of this job was to play wet nurse.
How can you say a thing like that? Why, you're as bad as they are.
You knew that when you hired me.
Why would she just walk into a saloon like that?
Maybe she wanted a glass of beer.
Dolly here will show you the ropes.
First thing we've got to do is get you a nice red dress.
You the mayor's kid?
The name is Miss West.
She asked for the job, Waco.
And got it.
Anything wrong with that?
Might be.
Now, she's old enough.
But is she smart enough? How smart are you, honey?
That's smart enough for you?
Come on. Let's go talk about it.
Where are you taking me? I'm not going out there to my father.
Of course not, sweetheart. Come on.
I guess he likes the way she combs her hair.
Waco sure doesn't waste much time.
I wish he'd waste some of mine.
Ned, no. If Waco isn't going to bring her out of there, I am.
Ned, if you go in there with that shotgun, Gore and his boys will kill you for sure.
They're going to have to.
Well, look what we got here.
Where's my daughter?
That thing loaded?
Where's my daughter?
Your kid left.
With Waco.
With Waco?
I was supposed to be the one to show her the ropes as a saloon girl.
Yes, sir. They just sneaked right out the back way.
Ready? Mr. Gates?
Is she in there?
She's with Waco. I'll kill him.
Waco. Oh, I just saw them together down the street.
So help me, I'll kill him.
Mayor!
Where's Patricia?
She was with you.
Couldn't stand the crying. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. She's in there talking it over.
Who's in there with her?
Nobody. And my advice is nobody should go in and disturb her.
Not even the Reverend?
Not even the Reverend.
Well, is she all right?
She seems to think that people will look down on her because of what happened the other night.
Nothing could be further from the truth.
I don't think you could convince a 20-year-old girl of that. Or you either. But maybe somebody in there will.
Maybe I misjudged you.
I wouldn't be too quick to jump to that conclusion either.
You're a strange man, Waco.
Nothing strange. I'm as bad as people think I am. Maybe worse. That's the quickest divorce I ever heard of. Where are your things? Outside? Or did you leave them over at the hotel?
That's not funny.
And what's a married woman doing here? Alone and unprotected with a man she jilted.
I didn't jilt you.
Of course not. You just thought you could have a husband on the outside and still keep me on a string all snug and cozy behind bars,
It wasn't that way.
Well, what way was it, honey?
I just came to tell you that I was wrong about you. Sam was right.
People who wear their collars backwards usually claim to be right about everything.
When are you going to turn yours around?
Now look who's being funny.
Somebody at the stage depot saw those books of yours.
My law books?
Not law books.
I don't know what you're talking about. Drovers, it'll be a lively night tonight.
One of them was a Bible.
Gideon. Picked it up at a hotel on the way over here.
Another was a seminar on religious precept. You weren't taking any law course in that prison.
What's the difference what I was doing?
Are you ashamed to admit you were studying to be a minister?
All right. You do crazy things when you're locked up. Alone at night. Too much time to think. Well, now I'm out. I'm free. I don't have to think anymore. That's all over.
It doesn't have to be over.
You're over. Aren't you?
All but the remembering.
Well, that can end too. Me, a clergyman. If I'd written that to you in one of those letters, you'd thought I'd gone out of my mind. Or maybe I did. I must have.
Oh, no. Don't you see, I was trying to do right, too. That's why I married Sam.
Never mind about you. Just don't get any wrong ideas about me. Look up a telegram I sent to an old pal of mine by the name of Ross that I knew in the penitentiary. Now, he's writing in here, and we're taking this town over for ourselves.
Because you found out I was married. That changed all your plans for a new life.
One thing you ought to learn. People talk about changing, but they never do. And I'm glad I woke up before I made a fool of myself.
Waco, there's nothing...
Now, will you get out of here before I forget you're married to somebody else?
Why don't you?
You're still the same, too, Admit it. We're both still the same.
Sheriff? Thought you'd like to know. Patricia's home now. She's gonna be all right.
Hallelujah.
She owes it all to you, she says.
Nobody owes me anything.
I do. I'm in love with her. Things are getting out of hand.
I noticed.
You're not thinking of going over there by yourself, are you?
Man takes a job. Try to act like he's doing it.
Now, wait a minute. I'll go with you. Now, look, there's a lot of them and only one of you.
Take that rifle back where you got it.
I think you want to die.
Either that or I'll lock you up till I get back.
Waco, you might not get back.
Might be.
Waco's coming.
I've had my fill of Waco.
That makes two of us.
Same cards?
Same cards.
And the wheel? Thought I told Gore to change them.
Well, I guess he didn't hear you. Well, what do you know? A real live Wyoming Star Packer.
They give you a name where you come from?
Callan.
What outfit you with?
Jed Sebo. You're gonna be sorry you ever heard of it.
Put your guns up on that bar. Now, like I was saying, I don't like marked playing cards.
We'll get fresh ones.
And no readers in the back. The wheel?
I'll unrig it.
Thank you very much. All right, outside, Oldie.
Look, we were just blowing off a little steam.
Now you're finished. And we can lock you up and put you away for the night. Move. I'll be back with the guns later.
Now, we better get out to her before daybreak, or Sebo will have our heads.
That tough, is he?
It'll take more guts than you got to stand up against him.
Well, maybe I better deliver you out to Mr. Sebo personally. and tell him to keep you and the likes of you out of here. Now move.
Didn't know you had enough talent to do it, Callan.
I told you I'd sucker Waco out here, didn't I?
Thought she was with the Sebo outfit.
There's Mr. Sebo right over there.
Waco, meet Ma. Ma Jenna.
I've been waiting to meet you. Scheming and planning on ways to do it. Ever since you killed my boy Jeb.
I bet you have.
Me and my boys come out to Mr. Sebo's to ask if and one of his drovers would bring you out. Callan sure enough did it.
We figured you wouldn't come to our place, even if you had an invite.
Go for your gun, and I'll blow 5 miles of daylight through you. Take his gun, Callan. My boy Pete's gonna put a brand on your rump. So it'll be easy for people to identify your corpse when we dump it off in Emporia. Go ahead, Pete.
Good and hot for him, Ma.
Let him go. You, Ma Jenner, drop that shotgun. I'll get Pete and Ike both. You heard me. I was at the office at 6, right on the dot, Sheriff.
No cobwebs, eh?
Scotty told me he was on your way out here.
I think you and Pete need branding, so we can tell you apart from the cattle.
You wouldn't do that.
Well, maybe you'd like to have your ma do it for me,
You touch me with that now.
You'll do what?
I'll kill you.
You got it the other way around. If I ever see you or your brother Pete or your ma again, or any of those Sebo hyenas, it'll be a long, cold day in a pine box.
Ace Ross.
Yeah, he and Waco used to be thick as fleas.
Sure. That's why he stopped in the sheriff's office. He was asking about Waco.
I'll find out why.
Sheriff? Those men were just here asking for you.
I seen him. O'Neill, you better pin that badge back on.
What do they want?
Trouble, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We won't have Seabo's boys around here anymore.
How's that?
Waco told Seabo and his bunch that the next time they come riding in here, they'll go riding right back out again in a pine box.
Ross?
Oh, Waco? Oh, these are a couple of my boys. Real good boys. You know, back in the penitentiary, where they kept us jailbirds perched in our little cages, Waco was King Buzzard.
In this case, Vulture. Didn't take you long to get here.
When there's a nice fat pie all ripe for cutting up, I don't waste time.
I'll go ahead and check in. I'll send for you tonight.
Then you got everything figured out?
Nothing we can't handle.
That's just what I told the boys. Old Waco here, he always picks the real soft spots.
I'll see you tonight.
So those are the hired killers.
Well, now you know. Your wife's the type that talks.
She said you'd sent for your own personal hooligans. That's not all she told me.
Reverend, I hope she didn't tell you everything.
She spoke of those books.
Never mind about those books.
The good side of Waco.
We'll stick around and see the other side.
So, bloodshed and violence. You intend to take over this town?
That isn't true.
Now, a man of the cloth wouldn't lie about a thing like that, would he?
Waco, you came here to tame a town, not to steal it.
Your Reverence, I'm a thief at heart. Temptation overcame me. What's taking you two?
I'm sorry I sobered up.
Why? Seeing things too clearly? Here, this will buy you another bottle of cobwebs.
You always leave a man where you found him?
I'm glad my Uncle Billy didn't live to see the likes of you.
Me too.
I say we round up as many men as we can get.
All we'll find around here are stumble bums and drunks.
Well, we gotta do something. I got it. Jed Seabo's sore enough at Waco.
So are the Jenner brothers. If we could get the Jenners and Seabo's bunch to team up with us,
that's all it takes.
Then Waco would be fighting a small army.
Waco told me last night he'd sent for those killers. You know, I don't think he intended to do this when he first came to town. But when he found out I was married, he just lost hope in everything.
I simply can't believe he'd do such a thing.
Neither would I if I hadn't heard it with my own ears.
I didn't think he'd hold a gun at our heads.
Well, I was against him coming here in the first place.
Well, what I'd like to know is, what can we do about it?
We can fight him.
Fight him? Why, we couldn't even fight Joe Gore.
Quiet. Quiet, please. I never knew of a gun to wear a man, but it's happened. I suppose you all know that Waco has imported some hired killers. Now, when the governor gave him amnesty, one of the terms of the agreement was that when he got here, we'd be held responsible. Now we have no recourse. We put our trust in him and lost. The purpose of this meeting is to determine what, if any, action we can take to rid Emporia of Waco and his hirelings.
That would mean we settle for Joe Gore and his hireling.
That puts us right in the middle. What can we do?
Seldom drink in the daytime.
Nobody twisted your arm.
But the thought of having to go to a funeral tomorrow.
Who died?
You. That is, you're about to. Gloriously. With a gun in your hand and a crazy comic look on your face. I don't know why. I never could resist having a farewell drink with a dead man. And tomorrow, brother...
Tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that, I'll be right here.
Sure you will. Dead. Mr. Gore and Mr. Ryle rode out of here a little while ago. When they return, they'll have a few friends with them.
Anybody I know?
Pete and Ike Jenner.
They've been here.
Ma Jenner and Jed Sebo. And Mr. Gore and Mr. Ryle and a whole flock of fancy gunslingers. Did I mention anybody you know? Oh, what's that old saw? Live by the gun and... Tomorrow at the cemetery, I'll bring you flowers. But don't expect me to cry. I've forgotten how.
It's going to be worse than any of you thought. There's going to be the whole Sebo outfit, along with Ike and Pete Jenner, and their gunslinger. And I don't know how many other men. But Waco and his 3 hired guns will be wiped out for sure. They won't stand a chance.
Neither will we. Once they kill Waco, they'll take over like they never did before. Turn this town into a sinkhole of creation. And you boys linked up with the Jenners? Well, you can turn Emporia into your own personal county fair.
With Waco's the blue ribbon. First prize.
All right. 3:30 this afternoon, we meet up with Maud Jenner and her boys. Then we ride into town.
Waco.
I told you I'd send for you tonight.
We decided not to wait.
All right. Tie up the horses.
And it ain't going to be that soft touch you said it'd be.
Maybe you're getting soft.
We want to fight a war. We'll join the army.
I don't think I heard you right.
We're pulling out.
Try it.
I'm going to.
What are you afraid of? Some lousy drovers? A couple of scarecrow farmers? You're staying.
Only if you shoot us in the back. Let's go.
What makes you think I won't?
Let me have a bottle of whiskey. Petunias. They keep their fragrance longer.
Waco!
Somebody you know?
Waco knows him. Ross and his men.
But they're riding away from Emporia.
That means Waco will be waiting in town all alone. Come on.
Hello, kid.
I know about the Jenners, Sebo, and those gunmen that are coming here.
So do I.
You don't think you can go up against them alone, do you?
No, I don't.
Why aren't you running?
Where would I run to?
You could be in Abilene or...
What would I do there?
You wouldn't die.
What's wrong with that? I'm told death is beautiful.
Oh, Waco, do me a favor, will you? Don't become beautiful yet for a while.
That's the whole big trouble. I love you, too.
You mustn't say that.
I figure what happens on that street this afternoon is the answer to anything.
You're giving up.
Don't mistake me. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight just like my life meant something.
It does mean something.
And I'll take a few with me, I guarantee you.
Oh, you haven't a chance.
Did I ever? What do you think you're doing? And you? And you? Oh, no, you don't.
I don't want any help. This town owes me nothing. I was stealing it from you. Right from under your noses. And I did it too. I don't want favors from anybody. How dumb can you people get? I'm not your sheriff. Look. You see that? I'm nothing. You want to get gunned down for nothing?
Oh, do you?
I'll go around back. Get Waco from the saloon.
Remember, boys, you Ike, you Pete. It's Waco we want. Then we own this town.
Out of the way! Out of the way!
Waco!
Why?
Waco!
And that was for Billy Kelly.
just couldn't wait for that pine box, could you?
this killing. You've nothing to gain. Your leaders are dead.
I don't know why you people did what you did yesterday. But if you want to know the truth, I don't really care.
The Reverend decided the time had come to fight.
It was you who made him decide.
Me? Why me?
He couldn't see you standing alone against them.
Not the man who told me to go to church.
I didn't know what else to do with you.
You knew what to do with me.
That's because I can't stand drunks.
You said you wanted to steal a town. Looks like you have.
What do I want in this town?
This, maybe. You stepped on it and it's a little bent, but if you want to, you can fix it easy. Of course, you'd have to want to.
When the vengeance fight exploded, his big guns cut them down, and that day will be remembered as long as there's a town. The people saw one gunman stand and fight an outlaw band. He gave them courage they had lost, and they backed him to the man. Waco!
Coming up next, hooray for Hollywood? Who makes it and who breaks in the city of celluloid? That story and more next on the 700 Club.
The girl he'd loved forever was standing at his side. And the real man that was Waco lived. And the outlaw Waco died. Waco! Waco!